So welcome. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Is
Day,
this
babe.
for us to cheer?
Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
With the cheers to you. They don't know what's this. This alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Yeah, this is the melon we had the other day. Shout out to
that's
Infinity.
nice.
Infinity.
That's
Big
really
Leak.
Nice.
Big Leak laced us with this Cosmopolitan Diva melon fusion.
That's nice.
And so we normally don't drink during the week, right, babe?
That's right.
Oh, but we drinking tonight because it's Valentine's Day. You know what that means?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Can't wait.
Day.
This is the Valentine's Day show.
It is a Valentine's Day. It's all about love.
It's all about love today.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about love. We have topics.
We have topics. Okay.
Topics,
Well, let me allow me to reintroduce ourselves. My name's Allison.
And I'm Mark.
And this is Mark. And I want to welcome you to the Allison and Mark podcast, Married in Media. We are two Gen X media pros. Babe, this is our intro now. This is how I've seen how people do it. We are two Gen X media pros who happen to be married with 3 grown kids. We talk about everything from politics to pop culture with a little bit of humor and a whole lot of love. So welcome to today's podcast.
I like how you did that. That was nice.
Thank you.
And so...
Moments ago, I was taking a nap because I work early morning and we had a really hard day today.
Yeah.
A really hard day today. So breaking news in Washington, D.C. today. But
baby, your bob is bobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it's bobbing.
Okay. Girls, our girls, we said we have 3 grown kids, 21, 23, and 19. And they give me a lot of grief / love on my bob. Mama, your bob is fire.
Your bob is fine.
Your bob is fine. So thank you. All right. So today is the Valentine's Day show. And I can't wait. I have something that I really want to talk about as far as where we are in our marriage. This year we'll have been married for 24 years, married in the year of the dragon in 2000. So this is our special. This is our marriage year because it's
24. I was
lunar new year.
I had it wrong. I was saying we're heading to 23. We're already 23, so we're headed to 24.
We're always, since we were married in 2000, it's pretty easy.
See, wow.
I'm saying it's pretty easy. Yeah, 24 years this year.
24.
So what did you want to start with? Because I just wanted to talk about I want to talk about things like where we stand as far as I can't wait to hear how maybe single people meet each other these days. I think I know like the dating apps and all that, where people are with relationships. Are you just good on your own? If you're not in one, what are you looking for? That kind of thing. So.
Well, can we start off with us now working out together?
Okay, sure we can.
Which again, so this is something that we wanted to do. Okay, what's up, Marcella? We wanted to do, and there was
hey, Marcella.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
last weekend.
I met so many wonderful people. Last weekend, the show, I work on the CBS affiliate here in Washington, WUSA 9, and we were out at MGM because CBS carried the Super Bowl, and so we had a little Super Bowl pre-party.
So Marcella was out there.
My baby really got into that little melon drink stuff now.
And so
I think you forgot that was alcoholic drink.
Well, no, I took it down.
You're gonna be sleep like a mother.
I took it down. Speaking of taking it down, babe, so for those who don't know.
Our background's not working today, so just ignore us.
It wasn't working last weekend.
Okay. It wasn't?
No.
Oh.
So for those who don't know, during the day, I have a show in Baltimore, Be More Lifestyle, but I also go out places every morning. So this morning was one of those places just to see what you do. I thought about that because you saw me drink that down. Now, I drank early this morning too.
Oh,
but this is what I do for those who don't know. And this morning we're Mamas on the Half Shell in Owings Mills celebrating Valentine's Day. Make sure you check me out on Fox 45 Morning News in the 7, 8, and 9 o'clock hour. Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning long. Happy Valentine's Day. Mama's on the Half Shell is not your mama's oyster bar. It's actually much better. They offer everything from lobster tail and filet mignon to, of course, delicious oysters and everything in between. What I love about it is the ambiance. Again, you can sit in the bar area, catch a game. You can also sit by the fireplace, and they even have rental space available where you get a beautiful view. Mama's on the Half Shell in Owings Mills. All right, so that's what I do. Okay. That's what I do during the day, and then I have a show at 11:30.
Yeah.
Of course, this for Valentine's Day, I had the same blazer on. Shout out to Cherie. Thanks, Cherie. She said our favorite couple. I appreciate that, Cherie.
I love that. Thank you.
And so we are now working out together.
Yeah.
And this is a long time coming.
It is. And I was thinking about it. I posted on my social media, and Mark, you posted on yours. I had to ask for the video because I loved it so much how you put it together. But but for me, it's an evolvement. Like when we first got married, I was not interested in working out with you because you were like a real gym person. And I went, but I don't like anybody telling me what to do. That's my toxic.
In all fairness, have I ever tried to tell you what to do?
No. That's but I didn't want you to.
Now this is what you call baggage from past relationships.
No, it's not.
I'm not trying to tell. I don't try to tell you what to do.
No, it's not.
Right?
No, it's not. You never have tried to tell me what to do.
Exactly.
But I don't want you to ever be in a position to have to try to tell me what to do.
Aries.
Then I'm gonna be mad.
Aries.
Perfect example, because the gym is one of those things. You can find yourself and you're trying to do the weights. No, that's not the way you. Because it could be whatever. And so in that moment, my feelings would get hurt. And then I would just want to be like, and then plus, like, you did your thing, how you did it. And I just didn't want to mix it. You know what I mean? But I'm also,
that I don't move like that, do I?
No, you don't. But I'm telling you, I don't put myself in these.
So you just assumed that I would be, that's how it would go.
I assumed that because you had your routine,
that would be
and you go ahead and do that. You do it, and then I'm going to do it, and then we're never going to have any argument. So it's always trying to mitigate this. This is the fatal flaw of an overthinker like I am. I just am not. I'm thinking about all the different angles.
Yes.
And so yeah, we never we did not work out together. I just didn't want to do it. And so but now that the kids are gone, which is what I posted on my social media, follow me, Allison Seymour, you can find me. Yeah. We're working out because what I realize is that I have been working, we both, we're of a certain age, probably some of you, that we've been really in the workforce for 35 years since we graduated from college. You know what I'm saying? And I can see the finish line of a day where I'm not listening to an alarm clock getting up or whatever. And the last thing I want to do is be unhealthy when I get to that point. So it just occurred to me, like, there are no kids to pick up. I don't want to take nobody anywhere. It's just me and you. And so, yeah, so my priorities, they've changed, and I'm just like, and I've grown, and now it's a fun experience, just to go to the gym, because I know you know what you're doing in there, and help me out, and I feel good about it. So that's growth.
Let's take a look. Get it, babe.
Now I got my, like, bleached out old sweatpants on.
Look at that face. Focus.
I'm focused because that thing was heavy. Okay.
Go ahead, Chins. Get it, Chins.
I know this.
It's funny. Whatever you're looking at, you're gonna look at your weak spots. Go ahead, man. Man boobs and stomach.
You're gonna look at you look good, babe.
Projectile coming out the stomach.
You're gonna look at.
Get it, babe. Go ahead, wagon. And that wagon.
What I should have done was get lower, but I got these short little legs. That was the problem. I'm like,
that's the first time, babe. That was your first time
doing that
exercise. So that's awesome. Yeah. So there we are. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Babe, I'm gonna say this. I love it.
It's growth. Yeah.
I love it.
You're a gym person.
But love it having you there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good. Well, we're gonna be doing
great.
We're gonna be living. I don't even care about all of that. I want to make sure, because to be honest too, the last physical that I had, and I'm not sure if the comments aren't loading here or what you got going on today, but
they're not.
My last they're not.
Well, it's Valentine's. People are having their Valentine's Day.
Okay, good. Well, as long as it's working, I'm good. Yeah, for me, it's just like I had that kind of wonky physical last time, and it woke me up, because I'm always a person who kind of just rides on good genes, and I'm not worried about it. But when they were like, you need to check this level and that level, I was like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, because your levels are always just really,
they're
really
always
low.
great. Yeah. And then, you had that phone call with your doctor when they, basically tell you your levels are not what they were the last physical. So yeah, that's what we're working on. So it's evolvement.
Definitely. And it's interesting. Speaking of that, I think the age, like you say, people of a certain age, the health things. I was thinking a friend of mine who's Mr. Running, Mr. Jogger, Mr. Fitness, he had that kind of scare, to get the call, unexpected high blood pressure, unexpected possible heart situation. And you just, you don't think, especially those people who are still super active and never had a health issue, never took medicine. And so now he's on high blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
And it's really like, it's kind of messed him up a bit because you go, wait a minute now, but it's the blessing is, you caught it, you go to the doctor. So anybody watching, please, if you have insurance, you get that annual physical, your teeth, all those things. We've been through. One thing about
this is the most depressing Valentine's Day show in the world.
One thing about
your teeth checked.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Your pressure, your sugar is high.
It all fits into the love piece because we've been through it all and we've seen how it works. Creeps up on different people as you get older. Blah 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 blah. Just really maintaining your health becomes like at the top of the list.
Yes, and it becomes your love language.
And you can't do nothing.
It's become my love language. And speaking of love language, I wanted to get into this because we had I think also too during the workout thing together, just kind of like seeing when you're seeing somebody work out and sweating and they stinking and all that kind of stuff a little bit, like let's just talk about stuff, right? So we had just a great conversation and I wanted to share it because and I'm sad that it is Valentine's Day. People are there because I wanted to have a conversation about this because I think it's so helpful. The way that women and men communicate. And I'm saying women and men, like I'm doing that, right? Please understand, I am not putting anybody in a gender box. I'm talking about relationships, period. No matter who you love. I'm not just whatever. But for us, it's, these are the gender roles, right? So you shared that it came to you on Monday nights. I say, babe, don't forget it's trash day tomorrow. Right. And, the response is never really, and this is like full disclosure podcast time. The response is never like, okay, babe, thanks. Okay. Yeah, got it. It's always kind of like, and in the back of my mind, I am thinking that you're thinking, lady, I've taken the trash out every Monday night for the last 25 years, right? That we've lived together. But you explained that when I say something, what you hear might be different than how I'm relaying it. Yes. And I thought that was really powerful. Yeah. Share what you hear. I say, hey, don't forget it's trash day tomorrow.
Yeah. Or whatever the thing is, babe.
Whatever the thing is.
Confirm the insurance, babe. Or is this good? Babe, whatever. And I think, again, a lot of times, men, we can be defensive and or in our mind say, yeah, I got it. Or I told you I got it. Because you may have asked us a couple times.
Right.
So I kind of like in this conversation, just laid out to babe, I had this epiphany. And I guess it's an epiphany after being together for 24 years. But about, like you say, the men and women dynamic. And this is, again, this is just happens to be our dynamic, but I think it applies to many people. So like you said, I think I told you, I think the difference, the communication styles, women and the thinking styles of men and women, I think are different in that I think, especially moms and people who have a lot of things to organize or take care of, it's almost like it's hard to shut your mind off because you're constantly thinking about it.
Multitasking.
Even the multitasking conversation I told you, I now look at it another way because typically when babe says, "Oh, because I can multitask," because I bring it up when we're watching television, and I also be on her phone or doing something, and I'll be like, "Hey, are you paying attention?" And babe will say, "I can multitask," and in my mind, or I even say it to her, I'll be like, "Yeah, but not that great, right?" And so that's kind of a running joke. But what I realize is, it is like I think the mind of a lot of women, and I
think one person in a relationship,
yes,
but especially
so I think it's almost like there's a running checklist. So it's like trash day Tuesday, girls, the payments for the so and so's needs to go in, that needs to go in, So it's like an ongoing checklist that's always going. And so then when you kind of like lift your head up, it's on that Monday night, and it's just one of the checklists. Hey, babe, don't forget it's trash day tomorrow, right? Boom, check mark, right? You're telling yourself to remind me because you just want to make sure it gets done.
I just want to check it off my list.
One of the many checklists.
And I'm not trying to nag.
Checklists to go down the list.
I'm never trying to nag.
So again, I was like, so sometimes, again, you take it, perhaps taking it personally, but it's not personally because it's just like when you go to the mall, and a lot of times you, women, when I see a woman at the mall, it's like, it's not about her buying, guys will be like, oh, she loves to shop. That's what guys will say, right? That's the narrative. My wife loves to shop, but she's probably shopping for the kids, shopping for the husband, shopping for the house, shopping for the dogs, da 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 da. And so it's all these things. So, the husband says to the guys, oh, she loves to shop, but magically the dog food's in there, the kids have socks, the underwear is washed, the da da da. You know what I mean? And so it just hit me because men, and I'm generalizing, of course, when we go to the mall, it's usually because we got to get something for ourselves. I need some socks.
Right.
I need some socks. Now, here's the funny part. I went to the mall to get some socks. Yeah. So then the wife will say, hey, did you pick up some dog food? We'd be like, nope. Because that was a checklist, a check mark you could have knocked off.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
And in our minds, we'd be like, well, if you want to pick up dog food, sure, just let me know. Da, da, da. But because you have this sort of long list that you're probably going to take care of, sometimes you don't even look up.
Well, but I will say this too. And, women or the person who is my role in this situation and, that classic mother type role. The problem is that we normally just do it. And so we try to do so much that we don't let, you do it. But also the second that we let you do it and you don't do it, now I'm like, well, I should have just done it.
Yes.
Right. And so that's another thing. That's
And so the thing about that I thought had this other thought, babe, that women, I don't think really ever have the conversation. And if you do, it's funny because I don't think when you're not there yet, you don't even hear it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, I remember distinctly when your mom was that person.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, everything. Women don't really have, before you drop that child, before you have that kid, before you become that person, it almost has to be almost like you're blindsided because you're seeing your mom do it for those who have moms like that. But in your mind, you're not really being like, yep, that's going to be me.
Because mama was doing it.
Right.
And then one day mama is not there and now you're become mama. Right.
If a mom is trying to have the conversation, I think because it's so whatever, it's almost like you're not even hearing it. Like if your mom was like, hey, Alice, let me talk to you. Hey, let's go to lunch. Look, girl, you just got married. The baby's on the way. Your life's going to change.
Right.
And all this stuff that I'm doing, you may do it your own way, but there's a whole litany of things.
You're going to be doing it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's almost like you don't have that conversation. So it's like you're blindsided,
Right.
You're blindsided from having your life and being responsible for your little box over here that was like 2 or 3 check marks. Like, what? And it almost never happens. And then lastly, the thing about the kind of moms that do that is I just always think of mom. Mom, preacher's wife.
Hey, Brandy.
In addition to all that, plus being a preacher's wife, right? Taking care of everything. And that last holiday before mom passed, when it was like a glitch in the system. Her system is officially done. So mom was hovering as she always is, taking care of us at the table, not sitting down, never sitting down really eating her thing. And it was almost like somebody said something like pass some potatoes or something. And mom was like,
because she had done it all, but we didn't ask her to do it, but that's the role that she took on. But the point in it, and I think that what is really helpful to people just who have relationships, and I think this is relationships with at your job, friends, relationships that are romantic and all that. Often it's just, we're talking sometimes 2 different languages.
Yes.
And it's important, I think, the more comfortable that you grow within yourself, probably to say, this is what I mean. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And so when you said that to me, hey, I'm because I've said it 100 times. The last thing I ever want to do is tell anybody what to do. Yes. So you do the little suggestions, as a person who is the list maker in your family. You do and then when it doesn't get done, you have that little resentment. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. It can turn into that. So I really appreciated you saying that to me, that, hey, I hear you, what you're saying. And, and this is why I don't react when you say, and this is just the example. When you say, hey, babe, tomorrow's trash day, in your mind, you might think, yeah, I know that, but you don't say it. But now, I mean, and maybe you don't have to get to be this far in a relationship to understand your language and communication. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. This is how I communicate. Tell me what you need from me, that kind of thing. So, I mean, look, you're never too old to learn. So that's the evolvement.
Even a little, and now with the text thing, now that the kid, for whatever reason, I'm doing a better job of responding to that. Hey, babe, don't forget your mom's trash day.
Oh, that's it.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, babe, got it. And it's almost like, before I was
separate, man.
Like, before I was kind of like, I got it.
Yeah.
But again, it's almost like figuring out, like you said, taking the time to figure out,
because it's important. It's important.
And then it's like it's important, and then communicating it, because you do it at work. I have a boss that's like that, right? I've kept getting these little minor things, and it was like her text would be like, "Mark, this could never happen again," right?
Yeah.
Now I'm a certain age, and I ain't making enough money. No, I would get it. And if younger or somebody else, you'd be mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But I would laugh it off, because then when I would see her, so you just text me 2 hours ago, Mark, this could never happen again, right?
Right.
So then when I come in, and in my mind, you're walking in to feel the energy, right? You're trying to feel it. And so I don't respond, and I see she's like, "Hey, Mark." Yeah. And so I was like, so after I pulled her aside. I said, "You know what?" You're the kind of person.
Oh, that's how you started it?
Yeah.
First of all, don't ever start by telling somebody you're the kind of person.
I said, you're the kind of person. I said, well, not like that. First, I said,
let me tell you about yourself.
Right. That's what I said was, you know what? You have so much to do.
Yeah.
You're putting out so many fires. I bet you're just checking off the list of things that get done, because you said to me like 3 times, Mark, this could never happen again.
Right.
And so when you say that, I said, I come in and I'm expecting you to feel energy, and I don't. What it's telling me is you just have so much to do. You're just checking off the list, and that's just how you communicate it. She said, you're right. You know what I mean? Because I was like, but that energy is like, that's too intense for what just happened or what's happened. And that another thing is, you can't say this can never happen again 3 times, because basically this has happened another time.
Right. And once you tell somebody how to speak to you, how you communicate, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. So
she's never said that again, because it was like a reminder, like,
right.
Look, it's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Yeah. So this is the love episode, and
Faye, you're right. Faye, tell me where you are. You're on Facebook. Okay. Notification probably comes since I didn't have a set time. Our goal is 5:00 on Wednesdays. But you're right, Faye. I'll set it up so you get a notification. So if I set it up at the specific time at 5:00, it will give you a notification. This time I didn't do that. So thank you, Faye. That's how you can find out. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Hey. So I saw this stat the other day, and I don't know. I was trying to find it. That's what I was doing. I was listening, multitasking. You familiar with this dating app, Ashley Madison?
Huh?
Yeah, good answer. So this is
Ashley Madison. What is that?
This is the dating website for people who are married.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy, but it is still going strong. I remember doing a story about this. I feel like when it first started, because Wisdom said to me today, remember we did that story, because DC is still so high on this list. Is that alcoholic as well? Okay.
No, I'm getting full for us tonight. No joking.
Lord. Okay. So yeah, it is. People in DC are really using this website. And to me, it is super crazy. Like, isn't this ready to like blow? Right. Right. Isn't it ready to blow up? Don't they have records of people? Could this not be like a clearinghouse for like a complete blackmail game? So yeah, but moreover, what does it say about the state of where we are? Because I think there are plenty of women on there too. Don't think it's just men.
Oh no.
Right. And so
no.
Yeah.
Wives are out.
Girl, I speak French too, Brandy. Yeah, they're right. And so
wives are out in these streets.
So what do we think about that? What do we think about that? You've told me often, if you've said to me, if you don't love me anymore, just be like, babe, I don't love you no more.
Yeah.
Don't be like out here, because or don't string me on like we have the same kind of relationship we had when we were lovey-dovey because it's different now.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think? It's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, look, I think a lot of people are still in love. They're out there just having sex.
okay.
I think, and I'll be honest, I think it's almost like it makes it, you got somebody, I got somebody. You got responsibilities, I got responsibilities. I just want to have sex. I ain't trying to get involved. And maybe if I fool around with this person who's married, they also in that same boat.
Yeah.
Versus like a single person or somebody that can just like, turn my life upside down. But of course, everybody can turn yourself.
It's just wild to me. It's
everybody can turn your life upside down. And the thing about lust that I think is interesting. I just think about this, babe, when I used to do Silver Shadows on Friday nights.
A club in Columbia, Maryland, when he was a DJ on 92.
Like on TV shows and everywhere else, they always make that cheating like easy. You know what I mean?
No, not my shows, because I watch a bunch of what is it called? ID?
Yeah.
No, what is it called? Yeah.
What I'm saying is, babe, it's like it's a lot. Unless you're doing it in the car or whatever, there's a lot going on.
60, I want you to know, Ashley Madison has 65 million members.
Oh yeah, it's out in the street.
In 45 different countries.
Well, maybe some people say that's how they keep their marriage together.
Okay.
They compartmentalize it. I have sex with this over here, but then I love it's for my family. Sadly, I think a lot of people are that way.
And so maybe that's who's on that side.
Oh yeah.
But I do wonder, like, single people weigh in, like, where do you meet people? Like we have 3 daughters, and our middle daughter, I'm not blowing up her spot, but she has yet to like have a boyfriend, right? She's 21, and she's just like she has been on these dating sites. She can't really find anybody who's kind of like her. And the whole thing, she gets on and she just gets off, and she's hadn't really met anybody in school or anything like that. So that's the question, because like we used to go, we had parties, we had clubs, we had neighborhood stuff. I hear people say, oh, we meet people in church. Like there was never anybody I met in church. But so it's interesting that the state of that, if you want a serious, you want to build up to a meaningful relationship.
I realized I was always like, because I always knew.
Where'd you meet people?
Well, I was going to say, I always have, like, when you hear the thing about you can't find good women, I've always been around a lot of good women, right? Yeah. But then I had to stop and think, I've been on the radio for 30 plus years. I was in a situation where not only do I come in contact with a lot of people could vet me, I'm in a market, they could learn about me and who I am on the radio.
Right.
So it's not like the average guy that works at a 9 to 5. I come in, a lot of people I never met would even know about me. I go like, oh, this person's funny or whatever. And I was always like, man, guys, what are you talking about? There's all kinds of women out here, right? But I think that's what it is. And I think that's what's rare. It's hard to find, because people always say, people that once phrase, they say, when people go on a date and they say, you're not your real self on the first date. I've always been my real self on the first date. But I guess a lot of people, if you haven't dated a lot or you're nervous, it might be hard to be yourself on the first. What do they say? They say you're sending your representative. That's what they say. You send your representative, but that's not the real you. But that hasn't been my case. I don't think you were like that either, right?
No.
You seen your real self. I saw him set my real self.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Just I'm looking at yeah. Right.
I didn't realize there were so many freaks in church until I went on a little church thing.
Your church retreat, like
a church retreat. I didn't go to really church like that. I remember I went and the kids were doing it.
They were
on the little hay rides and all that kind of stuff.
No kidding.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that.
I was shocked.
I don't know what church.
Well, you're a preacher's kid.
Yeah, but they say preachers' kids are wild.
Were you wild?
I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't wild. So yeah, I wasn't wild. Yeah. So it's interesting. Where do you meet good people? And at a certain point, do you just say, well, shoot, I've been out here doing it myself. It's like it's too much of a hassle to try to like find, somebody else.
Man, they got hit on the lock-in.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
I didn't say freaks in church, Benji. That was Brandy that said that.
No, we just saying. I mean, people go. It's probably the first time for a small. Hey, Keisha. It's probably the fact that you're like in this like cloistered community, and then you're all out together, and there's a sense of comfort or whatever. I don't know because I didn't participate in this activity, but
so babe, you were a goody two shoes, preacher's kid.
No, I wasn't. But see, my dad was a different kind of preacher. Like he was, my father was at 19 an ordained Baptist preacher down in Memphis, Tennessee. But as he grew, had like all these different jobs, and then at the end, he was more of a new thought preacher, practical. If you've seen the Daily Word magazine, more of that nature, sort of practical Christianity type
fire
of thing.
and brimstone.
Not necessarily fire and brimstone. So it wasn't. See, I think that's it. I think maybe sometimes you feel you feel a little constricted, and so now you're amongst people who all feel the same way. And well,
wait a minute, ladies. Ahmad is in here. Bonsoir. Okay, wait a minute.
Bonsoir.
Wait a minute. Ahmad hitting you with that French. Bonsoir.
So it is interesting. Like if my single guys are on here, like
Sharon,
what is attractive to you? Like, what are you looking for?
Guys,
type of thing. Right. I'm just interested because it's like, I think that not everybody's meant to be like all booed up and surely not married and not all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to have somebody like to go through this life with. You know what I mean? To be able to bounce things off of somebody you trust and lean on. So I'm really thinking about that. And I guess I'm thinking about it because
your daughters
of our daughters, because you just want to see them with good people.
Yeah, we
just with good people.
Our daughters. It's like
good people,
and they're great people out here. That's the other thing. Kathleen says
that's it.
Sociable and friendly. That seems
this
to
is
be
it.
So hard
this is it right here. Like this is it. And these kids, like, and I say kids, like kids that are our age, it's not even like back in our day. Again, we're Gen Xers.
Back in our day,
we, can I get your phone number? Can I get your phone number? And then you're on the phone for hours. Like I remember my dad, like pulling out the cord on my little Streamline Princess phone in my room. Right? Because
babe, I know you were a phone talker.
I was a phone talker. And that's how you got to know people, and you had to step out of your shell. But now I think you can hide behind your phone a little bit. And
Raymond says personality and confidence is very attractive.
Always attractive, right?
Thank you, Raymond. Raymond always has the right answers every week.
And be you. And look, and if you're a talkative person, a creative person, blah blah, be you, because like you said, slowly, whatever that mask is that you put on to try to go out on that date, it's going to slip. And now you got to be somebody else. Yeah, just be you.
Faye says, I do not socialize very well. I'm old fashioned from a small Caribbean island. Not been on a date for over 10 years. What should I do to put myself out there? Well, Faye, it's tough. I think the dating apps at first.
Where are you from, Faye? Where are you from?
Yeah, we from. The dating apps at first, I think we felt like, but I think the dating apps are legitimate from a standpoint of many people are there, but a lot of people are playing. But I do think, Faye, it's not bad to, again, social events at places where people who have like interests.
But the problem is at a certain point, those people, like, they kind of are married or in significant relationships or whatever.
Well, but there's a lot of single people.
A lot of single people, yeah.
And I think, like things that you like to do. And Brandy, you sound like, I bet you were a phone talker.
Still, she says she
still am. Okay. Yeah.
So where do you? I mean, everybody like this our little family, our community right now weigh in. Like I look forward to becoming more active in different clubs or different, like I was just thinking about this. When I was growing up, my grandparents belonged to a couple of little social clubs. And I'm talking about like, card clubs, or they would go to this little, when other people are going to country clubs, they would go to like a club house. And so you knew somebody's son or nephew or niece or sister. And so it was more of a community feel. I think we've lost that somewhere along the way.
A lot of it.
But for me, Faye, it's like if you
look at Raymond. Raymond said, what are you looking for, Faye?
I think like if you are from the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you say it, then that organization, that like, the different embassies that are here, like what events are they doing? Is your embassy here from where, your people are from? Do they have social events? I think that you have to put yourself out. And if it's me, I know me. If I were single today, I'm gonna tell you something. I would be on this couch upstairs and be like, "Oh well, that's me," because it's really hard for me to go out and and to try to put myself out there and doing stuff because we're so exhausted after work and all that kind of stuff. But if it was really a priority, then I would try to make it happen. And if I were single today, that's what I would do. So it would be
Faye
like
and Ray. Ray is right there. Y'all right above
Antigua.
each other. Antigua.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Ray
so
said, what are you looking for, Faye?
You trying to be a matchmaker right
Go
now?
ahead.
Okay. I feel like that's the best way. That is what I would do, Faye.
So
and everybody.
What would you do, babe? Repeat it.
Okay. This is if I were a single person today, what are my interests? What do you like to do now? That's a Biggie Smalls line, isn't it?
Who you be with?
Okay.
Well, that's true.
Right.
What's your interest? Tell me what your interests are.
What are your interests?
Who you be with?
So what are my interests? Do I like to go to the museum? Do I like to whatever? What do I like to go to the movies, or what do I like to do? Right. So I would literally the good thing about having this at your fingertips is put that thing in the Google machine. Singles from the Lesser Antilles. Is that where Antigua is? I'm not sure, but
nice.
Singles from here, or social activities from what are you do you live in the States, but are you originally from here? Those kinds of things, and eventually find things, because even if they're not there, the network could be there. So that's really what I would do. You know what I mean? And that's how I think I would do it. And I'm looking forward. Hi Divya. I'm looking forward to that when we're a little bit older and we're not working every day to get more involved in our social clubs or civic clubs, or volunteer. How about that? Put yourself out and volunteer and do that book club or whatever. Now book club, whatever. Probably, but you see what I'm saying. So I really wish you good luck with that, and everybody out there that's just looking to go on some dates, have some fun, like even get a new set of girlfriends or whatever. Like,
I think getting to know people and matching up. So Raymond, just a good, decent person in the early 50s, very laid back, homebody person, 12 hours a day, 4 days a week right now, just like to stay at home. So again, it's like, who knows? Like, you say matchmaker, but I know Raymond's a good guy, Faye's a good woman. And I think that's the thing, as you always talk about how a lot of times women don't date a lot.
Yes.
And when you say date, you're just going out having a conversation. You know what I mean? Don't put the pressure on it. It don't have to be a love match. It's just like you're meeting people and you're like, okay, person, da-da-da, I like this person, I like this about that person, da-da-da. I think you're right. I think Divya mentioned, I think that the socialization piece has kind of taken a hit. And I mean, COVID arrived, and we almost forgot how to just be humans and talk to each other. Because and then a lot of times you're so beat, you just want to escape.
I get you. Sofa in bed is my new boyfriend. Look, I'm married, and that's my side piece, is my sofa in my bed. That's what I try to do all the time. So I just feel like there are different ways to get involved, but you got to look for it.
And maybe
sometimes it doesn't. Let me tell you something. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. That's your thing. I don't chase, I attract. And so as long as you are in you're sitting in your truth with the things that you enjoy doing or whatever, I think that is the best thing. You're sitting there. I'm at where am I? I'm at the Arboretum. I'm at the botanical garden because I love this plant life. And I'm sitting there on the bench, and here somebody comes along who loves it too. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, yes, we're not as sociable as we used to be, but maybe, hey, how are you? Hey, how you doing?
Speak on what you said about, like, I wasn't your type necessarily, but
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So this is my thing. Before I went out we've talked about it a lot. This is our origin story. Is I was East Coast girly. I'm an East Coast girly, and I took a job in St. Louis, Missouri. Like right before I went out, I had caught the bouquet from my girlfriend Cassie. Her name is her maiden name is Cassie Luck. She's married now, but caught the bouquet at Cassie's wedding. that was like on a Saturday. Like the next week, I was headed out to St. Louis. Met you the first day on the job when I was out there, and I think what it had, and I cleared it out. Like we talked about it on the last episode of the Mark and Allison um, uh, Married in Media podcast, but we talked about it last week. But I had just cleared my mind, cleared the slate of all the noise that people had been kind of hanging out in my life and all that. And my mom gave me a book. And there was this book out at the time, I think it was called the List or the Rules. I think it was the List. And it was this book about what write down your ideal mate and write it down and blah 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 whatever. But and we have so many beautiful different cultures and backgrounds in this space in our family space right now. But I will say that that book was written more from a maybe like a typical European background. You know what I'm saying? Like these different rules and this and that and whatever. And there are these little cultural differences that exist within the African American space, right? So this book was like the list for Black girls. And my mother gave it to me because I think that she kind of saw me just sort of like, oh, Lord, she's going to Missouri now. I'm never going to get no grandkids. Like, what is going on? And she gave me this book and I sat down with it and I went through everything. And the things that I thought were super important to me in a person, I had to like write it down and then start checking that this ain't really important. Like I've never been a material person.
Abs, hair.
I've never
abs, hair.
Look,
low body fat.
My thing is a clean faced guy, right? Mm-hmm. And typically, yes, had hair up here. And when I met Mark, this is how he looked, except this was darker, but this was still like this, and glasses and the whole thing, and and not my type, though I didn't really have necessarily a type. But reading that book and clearing my space and really sitting down with what was important to me at that point as a 31-year-old person or whatever, I was open and I was receptive to that good coming into my life. And so when I saw you, no, it wasn't like, okay, yes, but I do remember distinctly the moment where
that chunky touch. She hadn't had the chunky touch, y'all. That was the first chunky touch in her life.
What I remember distinctly was we did an event together, and we were sitting at a table. And this is never, and I'm not a loud person, despite the fact that I speak and MC events and I'm on TV. And so I'm talking like this on TV. I'm not that person necessarily. But we were sitting at this table and it was a big round table and you were holding court, entertaining the table because you were a radio DJ. Nobody knew me. I just got in town, whatever. And I was sitting next to another couple and I was checking out their energy. And I was just sitting here in my space and then looked over at you and you were you. Mark is a nice guy. He is who he presents as, like, he's a funny guy, but often like funny people maybe get a little dark sometimes when they're off. You're not ever off. Like you are who you are. And I said in that moment, I'm gonna marry him. I said, I'm gonna marry him. Yeah. It just came together.
Babe, I didn't know you said marry him.
Yeah.
I thought you I could marry someone like him.
No, I said I'm
a damn minute now. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Babe, you made the decision then?
I just knew that you had been put in my life at that point for that reason. Wow. And and Faye, I was a little bit younger, but it just, you shared that where you are age wise, but it doesn't matter because I think it's like I was completely secure in who I am enough to know. No, he's not necessarily my type. No, it's kind of scary because you're this popular DJ and what you really got going on, but it was what it was. Oh, and this is what happened too. And I'm gonna share this story and then I'm done because I want to talk about something else.
Also, Norma's, hey y'all, Norma, okay.
What's up, Norma? I love that little avatar.
Keisha said if she was single, she was the Valentine bingo bash showing off. Wait a minute, Keisha, that's not bad.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like, go out to social events. Like the Omegas are having their Mardi Gras. We were supposed to go, but just got caught up in whatever. Go out to things like that. You know what I mean? There are events that do happen. But let me tell you, what mattered to me at that point in my life was, and I had only dated good people. And I've shared that I was married before, when I was a lot younger, and he is an excellent. I've attracted that, and I'm so grateful for that. Right, I haven't had like any sort of trauma as far as that goes, but I wasn't making any money. I was a reporter in St. Louis, and Mark had been on the radio, and it was the end of the night. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the end of the night, and they hadn't paid me for doing nothing. Like, they hadn't paid me nothing. Okay.
And I knew it because my friend was a producer.
Nothing. And because, with TV people, it's like you don't really get paid. You're just expected to go and do these things, right? Though you're giving of your time after work. And so we were leaving, and Mark was walking me out or whatever. And I forget the words, but basically he was like, look, they paid me, what they pay you, $250?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was? Do you remember?
I think so.
What? Yeah. He's like, or maybe it was more. Maybe it was $5. And so he said, look, yeah, they paid me, and so you did the work too. So I wanted to share what they paid me with you, because in case and I don't think you were as bold to say, because I know they didn't pay you, but you offered, and unlike me, I accepted it. And because normally I would be like, oh no, that's okay, or whatever. And I didn't really know you that well at all. So, but yeah, but it showed that generosity. And at a certain point, you just realize that those are the things that really matter. And so, yeah, but I had to do the work to realize what really matters. Now, I say that, but I was never a superficial person. I didn't care about material things, still don't. But the fact that you would give, you didn't have to tell me that, and you did, that's a firm foundation, baby.
Wait a minute now.
That's a
Hold
firm
up.
foundation.
Now, don't know. The fact that I was riding dirty, the fact that I was going to ask you, could I have your tags?
That's probably why.
Let's forget about that.
Yeah. So okay, before we get out of here, you can read.
Hold on, let's get Trina.
Mm-hmm.
I've been single for 1 year.
Trini.
Joined and have made good friends.
Trini for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try different foods and restaurants. Attend very expensive friends. Meet someone fine. Don't still fine. Right. That's it. I think when you're enjoying life.
If you didn't see Trini's comment, basically the way she ended it was, if I meet someone, fine. If I don't, that's still fine. Half the time I forget I'm single because I'm just enjoying life. And that's it. And I think, again, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. And you got to do some work. But once you're in that space, let it ride.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. It's almost like
let's go through these things real quick before.
Okay.
We got Bridget in the house. What's up, Bridget? How you doing?
Hey, Bridget. Deborah.
I wish it was a show. Well, this is our little show, right?
This is our show. And
Faye's in the house. A show. I love all the you guys. Your pictures are great. The avatars that you picked are great. Wow, Rochelle, thanks so much, love. Brandy, of course. Faye. She said.
What do y'all think about the dating apps?
Divya said that it was the list, babe. She knew about it.
It was okay. It was the list. And then there was this other book that a Black author wrote, that was just sort of tailored culturally to whatever. And you think there might not be that much of a difference, like the subtle nuances or the differences that maybe culturally are different. So yeah. You going through the comments?
Yeah, Brandy. Hello. Always enjoy what you share on Facebook. We're not friends yet. I've tried several times. Okay, wait a minute. I'll be so glad if you just click on my profile and send me a friend request, but find this match is embarrassing. Okay, James. All right, James. Let me tell you something.
Oh.
Go ahead, Curvy Mermaid.
Oh, no, wait a minute now. Okay, let's go back to that.
Asiatic Godson, thank you so much for checking in, my friend.
Can we go back?
Okay.
Brandy, have you seen that?
Don't get Brandy embarrassed. See how cute the little puppy is? Oh.
Brandy, go through the comments, my lover, and look at James. Just go in the comments and look at James. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, Asiatic. Thanks so much, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's Day, Shamira.
Oh, Dr. Brown. Let me talk about the Brown family. There are a few people in our family group chat right now. That's what I want to call it. That we're so grateful for. In one of those people family, Dr. Lewis and Shamira Brown.
Yes.
They have been supporters and just positive people and presence in our life for many years. And Dr. Brown always sends the family a new Black History calendar, and I learned so many things from it, and chocolates and all that. So happy Valentine's Day to the Brown family.
So Brandy can't see the message. Okay, Brandy. James Andrew. Look at James Andrew on your Facebook. I think because we're on different platforms, whatever reason Brandy can't see your message. James, he says that he has done a friend request. So look for James Andrews, okay? I see some of our old Edward is in the house.
And a gentleman too. He says, "Pardon if this is embarrassing, the way that I'm doing this, please pardon it. But this is a safe space, I like to think.
Yes.
And we're talking about love and finding love, and you never know."
Trinity says the dating apps are overwhelming. Somebody said, "What's the best dating apps?"
I think that you have to look at those because I know that there's some that tailor to, like, if you want to date in a Christian space, or a certain age space and all that.
Are just hooking up?
And I would and I would think that that would be a little bit more tailored to you versus going out there and just whatever. But I got to be honest, I really do. If I were single, that's a scary thing. And I know people have met people, the loves of their life on there. So I'm not saying that, but just be very careful.
Hey, Millie.
And vet everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day, Millie.
Yeah.
Kathleen.
Kathy Lynn. Yeah.
Couples with right, our own dating app.
So yeah, that would be fun. We often talk about doing like a retreat, like a not just marriage, but relationships, just good people. Like, let's get good people. How about this? The good people retreat. Can we just do that? The good people retreat. Yeah.
Have the married and the singles. Maybe have a speed dating for the singles. And just talk about
speed dating.
This positive stuff. Okay, it's done.
All right.
This summer.
Brandy. So, okay, I just want you to know I'm trying to because James.
Go ahead.
James,
you get a little love out there now.
James is looking for you, Brandy. Okay.
Dating over 60 is hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I have some friends who are
everybody is either where they want to be relationship wise, or they're just so stuck in their ways. You don't want to be flexible.
So Kathleen,
we're almost 60. So yeah,
I have a group of friends who play in a basketball league of guys who are 60 plus. The guys in there playing in their 70s. And it's very interesting. So Kathleen, I'll keep you posted on that because we know some people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. Now,
girlfriend.
Yeah, we do.
Brandy, don't be trying to steal her from me.
Brandy, now I'm trying to stall to make sure you're seeing James.
Yeah,
okay.
James.
I'm trying to make sure you see James.
Marcus.
Okay, so let me just ask this question before
I love it.
Before we get on out of here, because people are.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry, babe. What about this makeup thing?
You're gonna get my blood pressure up.
Okay. It's almost an hour.
All right. Well, we can talk about it. So, look, speaking of this,
I keep you posted.
We're public people, right? We're public people.
Yeah.
We work in television, and I'm so happy and proud and excited for you making a switch into your career because you're a radio person. But for the last almost 2 years, what is it, a year and a half? Really, just let's call it 2 because you've worked at Channel 9. You've been working on television.
Yeah.
And one of the things about working on television, regardless of your gender, when you get under the lights, you need to have on a little bit of foundation and or powder to smooth out your complexion so when the light hits you, you don't look super shiny and oily. And everybody, male, female, who is a regular person on television and an anchor person really on TV, who's sitting in front of a camera like straight for a half an hour, you're going to need to put on some foundation. So when Mark posted about his makeup routine before he hit the air, I was so proud of you. Like I was so proud. Let me do a little backup because I want to explain. I was so proud of you and proud of you and your journey and how you've embraced this, because for a lot of for a lot of men, it's like the thought of, well, I don't need no makeup to go on camera. And then you see yourself and you realize, oh no, I do. It's just what you do. It's what every anchor man does. I don't care who it is in the world. Okay. So when you put that out, it's just like, okay, I do morning TV in DC. My husband Mark does morning television in Baltimore, and it's a beautiful thing. So when you posted a video of you applying your makeup, I was fascinated. I was proud of you. I was just like, you doing that thing and you're embracing it and you are looking good on the air doing it and everybody can see it. So I reposted it on mine and it's gotten so much love. But okay, get it. Can we talk over it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Mark doing his routine just before he goes on the air. This is foundation period and then blending it. And a lot of the comments were like, okay, yeah, what does that make? I actually posted the line you use from the makeup and the brush and how you blend it. And that's what you do. You put some powder on, you get that little head, and then you go out and you kill it. Right. And you have reinvented yourself to do this for the longevity when the radio positions were no more. And I was so proud of you. So you do this and you really look the same. Nobody would even know you had it on if we didn't say that you had it on. Right. Yeah. But I promise you, this is what every person who is on television for longer than 5 minutes does, period. So you do that, you blend it, you put your little powder on, and then you're going to show I did it. I'm ready for air. Before you go on. There you go. Right? Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, overwhelmingly positive reaction. But there have been some people that have been very ugly and negative. Right? One of them said something like, I'm paraphrasing, but a real man never wears makeup. And I'm gonna tell you something about let me tell you something about me. I got that dog in me. And don't play with my family. Honestly.
Yes, you do.
I'm peeling the curtain back a little bit for you to see who I am. And so my natural reaction is to you're gonna be a keyboard warrior. Oh, I'm a keyboard warrior too. Right. But I just had to step back and realize that I have the option to either hide your comment or block you from my page, because you have literally never in my life have I said, I'm gonna go on this person, I'm gonna go on somebody's social media and be negative and nasty and to question who you are as a man. A real men, they don't do it, period. Another comment said, this is posting your husband doing his makeup, too much information. Okay, did you miss the part when I said he's on TV and this is and a big smiley face? This is our morning routine. It's part of the job, taking you, like peeling the curtain back a little bit for you. Again, overwhelmingly positive, fun, funny, upbeat. But for some reason, our brain goes to those negative comments because you want to fight. Like I have that fight part in me, and I'm really trying to. No, and I said at the beginning of the year, I'm not going to jade, right? Justify, argue, defend, or explain. I said that. But it's hard. I'm breaking these chains, the chains of jade. But it's difficult. And I really, in those moments, you just kind of, in those moments, you lose faith a little bit in people because you're like, why would you come on? You're really rude and insulting,
Yeah.
And this word sounds negative, but I wrote the caption of what it is. So did you just not read it? Did you think whatever? And let me be clear about it. I know men who choose to wear makeup to go out. I'm not. So that's the thing. Like, it's not what you do, but those same people would be extremely negative and hateful and hurtful to men who chose to wear makeup for this. Why do we care?
Yeah.
Right. And so it really did bother me. I still get the little notifications. And again, I think that thing has been viewed on my page. I don't know how many on your page, but together it's probably been viewed, about 300,000 times?
That's crazy.
Right. And again, overwhelmingly positive. But it's those negative comments that it just chips away a little bit at like my faith in the people who would even choose to come on. Why are you on my page with the negativity?
It's okay.
I like what Swiss Beat said about Alicia Keys and Usher's performance. They're entertainers. Okay. This is an act. This is what they're doing on stage. This is whatever the Super Bowl thing, right? He was just like on his page, he was like, we don't deal in negativity. So beat it off my page. And so for me, like who I am, and you have to maintain a certain level of whatever, because I'm not trying to be in any verbal fights and all. It's not just you have the power to block, and I'm trying to embrace the power to block. So if you said something nasty on my page, if you had something to say about this man and did not read the caption, or you don't understand what it is, what the uniform is for the job that we do, then yeah, and you're nasty, you're gonna get blocked. And that's it. Because I'm not gonna what did Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high. I try to go high.
Okay.
But sometimes it just doesn't work.
See?
But I don't ever comment. I did one thing. I said somebody asked, and I thought the person was going to be civil. So I said, hey, good afternoon. Folks in TV, we have to wear makeup if we're in front of the camera and blah, blah. And I left it. And, I'm sure that he said something back, but so I'm gonna be out of it. But yeah, so I just want you to know that I love that you posted that you are secure in your masculinity enough to post you applying what you need to do to go on television.
Yeah.
And and I'm gonna try to just.
She a little dog, y'all. She a puppy, but she a little dog.
Just come on, family. We don't play about ours. You can talk about me. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I got 3 little puppies who are gonna fight for me. Our girls, they don't play.
That's right. They don't play. They don't play.
Anyway, yeah, just yep. Let them be your step stool. I love it. Haters gonna hate. Well, so here's my last question before we get out of here.
Yes,
it's Valentine's Day. Do you? I know a lot of people, they don't get down with Valentine's Day. They say it's a commercial day, and so it's fine. You're my Valentine every day, and you're my Valentine every day, and all of that. So I want to know how you feel about it in the comments. Do you celebrate, or do you recognize it? Or if your significant other, if you have one, comes home with flowers, do you like that? Do you need it? Let us know. And suppose you are a romantic but your partner isn't. What do you do now? Because normally we do a Ask Allison. I'm going to ask you.
But you go fight. Hilarious.
Yeah, what it is. What do you do if you are a romantic? You married me. I think we have the same level of thoughtfulness. We want to go out, and we our kids are in school. We ain't going out right now, but when we start to go out again. So what would you do? What would your advice be if you really love somebody, but they're just not a romantic, and you need that romance in your life?
Yeah, I think marriage is the compromise.
So now you're married at 5 years in, or a newlywed, and you realize, I need this, but they don't do this.
I think it's almost like, it's kind of like that person's not going to, you can let them know your love language. You can let them know, hey, you know what? I really like whatever, and hope that the person hears it and tries.
Yeah.
But they're probably not going to get to that level that you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's just, hey, you just got to take it. If you marry, and that's the beauty of
maybe you find out first.
Dating, dating and marriage, right?
Yeah, that's why you got dating.
Dating is that phase where you And I think that's the problem. People get married, and that person was never romantic. Right. That person there, and then all of a sudden you want them to be something that they're not. And it's like, what are you talking about? I never was romantic. And you see somebody.
But it wouldn't be fair if they started out romantic.
Oh, and now they changed. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
it's different. And then that's just you just changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
You again, you sent your representative, not yourself. And so if somebody, but again, that comes from being a long-term marriage. And thinking long-term marriage, you start to figure these things out. And I think you're right. Like, there's going to be some things that you agree and disagree on, and it could drive you crazy. You guys run into a wall, or you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And hopefully the other person is working as hard as you're working, Because if you're always the person that acquiesces, that gets tired too.
And that's why there are millions of people on Ashley Madison. All right. As long as we can have them.
See?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think
LaDonna, how you are such a sweetheart. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of sometimes what you do. You know, it's almost like, well, okay, this person obviously doesn't.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. I had asked the question, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Bernard said, we love to create positive experiences, and Valentine's Day is just another opportunity to do so. I love that.
Yeah,
I do. Well,
the thing I'm really enjoying about this phase of our life, with the girls kind of like growing and doing their thing, and now it's us again, not us again, but I really am enjoying that aspect, like Bernard just said, like the things about the relationship that you really enjoy, the things about the person. I think that's I think again, we saw your parents in their older years, but I get it, like that 50 to 70, 50 to 80, it's some good times because you really are getting a chance to do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Kind of revisiting your relationship. Mm-hmm. And it's fun, it's fun. It's fun.
Well, whatever you get into tonight, is it wrong to expect that your partner will seek to please you? Is it wrong to expect? I don't think it's wrong. I think that, like, if I can do things to please you, I'm going to, that's going to bring me joy. So I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong to do that at all.
No, it's not.
They can't. I don't think that they can complete you. Maybe that's it. Like, you have to be. We always said you have to be 100% and 100%. Like, we're not that. I'm 50, you 50, you complete me. No, I've got to be complete. But I think that it's beautiful to try to.
Well, I'll say this. I think, and that's a great question.
Thanks for asking that question.
That's a great question. I think that's Benji. I think, to be honest, in this world, there is a lot of, some people are frustrated because when you break down that conversation, right? You're married, and that person, you want that person. You say, is it unfair to ask you to please me and make me? No, it's not. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, how you ask it, having real conversations. Let's say it's something like, sex is the easy one. Let's not do the sex thing. I want this, but the person may not want to do that. Mm-hmm. But it would please me if they do that. We don't have to do that one. But let's just say something like, okay, you're a smoker, and I really not only hate smoking, but I hate what it does to you as we get older.
Yes.
So having that conversation, not yelling at the person for whatever it is, smoking, drinking, whatever it is, not working out, not taking care of themselves, but having a real heartfelt conversation, I think, is kind of how it, and I think those, if you're yelling at somebody and just giving the disapproval, you at it again, that's not going to help. But I think if you have a heartfelt conversation,
this matters to me.
With you,
that's right,
forever. For the rest of this life, and I just feel blah 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 blah. I think that's the beginning, but I don't think there's anything wrong. But I think you're right. How you do it is the challenge that I think a lot of people face.
Yeah. Yes, Veronica, we did send the girl. That has been such a joy today. So our baby is down in Atlanta, and she's like, Mommy, did you go home yet? Did you go home yet? She sent me, she's such a love. She sent me roses.
Yes.
Right. And also, she's got a job now. And I had the other day, she's like, Mom, we're having this like Valentine's Day get together, and I'm going to buy a couple of things. Do you think that you can loan me this money when I get my first paycheck? So today she sent me the roses, and she also sent me $100 in my Cash App.
What?
Yeah,
wait a minute.
And then our oldest girl, who is here, when I went to work today, or when I came home from work, there was a box of chocolates and some flowers. And our poor baby in our middle child, she's like, Mommy, I'm sorry, I'm broke. I don't have any money, but so she sent me like a picture of herself and whatever. And then we sent them things. So yeah, they exchange there. So it's kind of like your love like morphs and grows. Hey, when you came home, you're like, I brought you some dinner. So I'm like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. So yeah, we send the girls Valentines. And now, since they grew up with that, they send them to us too, which is really, really sweet. So yeah. If a person is not romantic, make the introduction to the concept, because the person may not have that experience.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Teach somebody how you want to be treated and loved. And honestly, if they can't do that, then yeah, I just would rather, like, I can't be at this point like teaching somebody how to love me.
No.
I can't do it. No. But Millie says we send love notes or text and multiple text messages on Valentine, and that's it. It's not about like.
Hey, Katrina Wilson Anderson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I never know who it is. Benji always hits on the Facebook. What's up? That's a great question.
I think that whatever it is that you do, like, how do we feel about Valentine's Day? I love Valentine's Day. Why not? Look, if it means like, if some people are in the habit of, okay, well, when my husband comes home, he better have a blue Tiffany's box for me because whatever. If it's that, and then the man feels like they, they, for whatever reason, they don't want to do it, they're not doing it, it's not in their thing. Okay, is it commercial? I get that. I get how people say it's a made up holiday. Sure, it is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But why not take the opportunity to have a special day to really express how you love somebody?
And I think, like you said, not tied to. Like you said, it's a price tag, but almost it's a sentiment. You know what I mean?
Because they did break down how much it is to go out and eat, and that's another thing. Sometimes people just they don't have it. So what do you do? Like, there are other things that you can't make a dinner at home, or
that's what I did this year. In full disclosure, the girls, Sydney's in the basement in med school. The two girls are away at college. In a perfect world, I would have sent them something from dad, you know what I mean?
If I send it, we send it.
I know, but I'm just saying,
mommy and daddy.
I'm just saying, in a perfect world, if the finances were where they would be, just like when they went off to college, But sometimes, hey, it's just not.
But I'm gonna tell you something. The love and support, being at everything they ever did as kids, telling them that they are beautiful little queens running around and they deserve the best. Yeah. You can't put a price tag on that.
No, that's true. I'm just saying.
And you did that, right?
A lot of times you want to do more and you can't. Okay. Kathleen. So now I'm working out with Allison. I don't post there. I was doing the push-ups every day.
You should continue to do it.
Yeah, I did the juicy January, fit February, and so I'm not doing the push-ups anymore. But I might go back to that because I think that was a nice thing every morning.
And this is the third. This is the third week for me working out after 152 years.
So I have to continue to compromise.
Yeah.
I think now this, Barbara, this is where things get tough because at the end of the day, you want to feel like the person's hearing you, even if they, you want to feel heard. So,
the question is, but what if you have heartfelt conversations and nothing changes? You still feel you have to continue to compromise. You know what? We don't necessarily see eye to eye on that compromise thing. We just don't.
What'd you say?
We don't see eye to eye on that compromise thing. We look at that differently. Like, I feel like you should never have to lose so much of yourself in a marriage.
Oh, no. I don't agree with that either.
Right. Well, but you were saying, I said, if you're suppose I'm a romantic and you're not, it's frustrating. What do you do? And you said, well, marriage is the compromise in marriage. But you were speaking from the other side. But if you don't have it, if you're not a romantic person, what is the you can't fake it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you're married, that's kind of like what you signed up for.
But maybe you didn't really know. And maybe at a certain point, 5 years in, a year in, whatever, the person isn't giving you what you need. What do you do?
Is that difficult? Is that, again, like say, so then ends up being like, is only you know how big that is. Is it big enough to walk away? For some people it is. That's the other thing we've learned in this journey.
But when you walk away, know that you might not be walking into that ideal thing.
Yes, and that's what another thing. So I guess that's what I'm saying. For the long-term married people, I think when I say compromise, I think it's almost like some things. It's like, hey, is that person? You can try, and hopefully they come around to it. But sometimes, like you said, it ends up being a compromise because you go, well, that person is not going to deliver that.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? That's the thing. Am I going to walk away? I'm going to stay? Is it big enough for me to walk away? Only you can decide if something's big enough for you to walk away. And I think there are things in your life that are, and everybody's things different. And I think that's the part right there. Sometimes for some people it's finances.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people, like if the person is terrible in finances and you're great in finances and you get so frustrated, like, I can't do this, right? But only you really can determine that. I know for myself, it would take a lot for me to walk away. If it's a romance, it would take a lot.
Yeah.
He would probably take physical violence and or like somebody who's just a liar and just had terrible character. But other than that, it's pretty much, you know. Yeah. But everybody's different, though. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up. We're rolling today. We got an hour or something.
I know. Ridiculous. This is an hour and 18 minutes. Just talking about love on Valentine's Day. Awesome. I love to celebrate. Let me just read that one. I love to celebrate Valentine's Day, especially with special friends and family. I love that. It's love. Like, it's love.
Definitely.
That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
For sure. So we love you. And we thank you so much for joining us. I had so many things on my list to talk about, but we just didn't really get to it. Next week we'll be more.
I know organized. We have to ask Allison, and
we'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Happy Valentine's Day.